Hi, I had a couple of people ask about how I did the organization of my Canvas classroom in modules. So I do everything through modules, and if you look through here, you can see that I have everything split up by 9 weeks and by unit. So at the start of each module that I have on the modules page, I have not just what unit it is, I also have which 9 weeks it is. That helps when they're going back and trying to make up old missing assignments. They can look and I can tell them, only the ones that are marked second 9 weeks, not the ones that are marked first 9 weeks. Even though I have the first 9 weeks assignment set so they can't be turned in anymore, I will still have students going in and opening them because they can still open them after it can't be turned in anymore. Okay, so let's look at what I actually do here. When you look, I actually number all of my assignments. So every day has a number. And so they know that the newest assignment is going to be up at the top. Sometimes I do have two assignments on the same day. You'll see number 38 has two different things. When I was actually in the students' Canvas pages, I fixed it so that the quiz was indented because I did have my actual assignment and then I had a quiz also. So let's see what one of these looks like. I'm just going to go into, let's go into something that's not extra credit. We'll go to the Mormon forgery murders. Okay, so I set up inside of my assignment, I set it up so that I have a table with a different color in each cell. And the way that that works is I'll show you how to actually put different colors in each cell and how to make up this table, but they know what's going to be in each section. So they know exactly where to go to look for the assignment, where to go for the PowerPoint, where to go for the notes. So on this one, I have my topic up in the top. And then I have our discussion. I always have a QR code for a discussion article up on the board when they come in so they can scan that code or they can go into Canvas and get it. So I have an article and I have a YouTube video. And so you can see just based on the title of the article, this was a cold case was solved using familial DNA that they got off of a beer can that was discarded. And so then I put their PowerPoint and notes here. Now the PowerPoint, I always do that as just a viewing link, but the notes I do as a forced copy. And then I had two options for the assignment. Those who were in the class, we actually did the Forensic Files Post-Mortem video, and then they had the assignment that they could do, which is a forced copy, and that assignment they can do online or on paper. And then for those who were not in class and didn't have a way to watch Forensic Files, I had a text version where there's a written case study they can read about the Mormon forgery murders and then a separate assignment for that one. So they would do one or the other. And then I have their checklist, which tells them the due date, it tells them what they need to do, and the tutorial information is down at the bottom. And then you can see I also at the very bottom, I tell them what needs to be attached. And my students had told me that this was extremely helpful, that I actually gave them the file name of what they needed to attach. And I also try always in the file name of what they're going to turn in, I put the word assignment in the file name. And that makes it easier to find that because they end up with a zillion different files. The other thing that really helps is that everything that is connected with one assignment has this number. So this is assignment number 35. When they open up the PowerPoint, that PowerPoint, and you can see it here, has the number 35 and you can see the QR code for it. So the assignment has the number 35, the notes, when you click on that, you can see it's a forced copy, has the number 35 on it. So everything that's related to one lesson has the number on it. This is a link to a YouTube video that I did not make, so that does not have my number 35 on it. But everything associated with it has that number, so it's easy to go back and find it. It's also really easy to tell somebody, hey, you missed assignment numbers 32 through 34, and so then they go and complete those. So the first section is kind of our topic. The second one is our discussion article. Then I have the PowerPoint and the note-taking guide, which is a fill-in-the-blanks note-taking guide. I have the blue as their assignment box, and sometimes I will have two options, one for students who were present in class, and then a separate one for those who were not in class. For instance, if we have a lab, the students who are not in class are not able to do that lab, so I have a virtual version, made all those virtual versions last year, so the people who are not in class would do a virtual version of it instead. I have their checklist, which does give the due date. And then down at the bottom, I have whatever file they're supposed to attach, because I require all assignments to be turned in through Canvas, even if you're completing it on paper. Another thing that my students said they found really helpful was actually the way that I did my titles. And I'm going to go back to modules so you can see what my titles all look like. So I have the lesson number, the name of the lesson assignment, the day that I am doing that lesson, and the date of that lesson. So, because a lot of times students will go back and they'll look at your modules and they'll say, well, I don't know what we did on Tuesday when I was absent last week. Well, they can come in here and look for Tuesday last week, and here's the date just in case. They can see what the due date was, because that's below. And it's really easy for them to go back and find what it is that they missed. So this is for my forensics classes. For my forensics classes, I start everything with FS. For my physics classes, I start everything with PH. Actually, I think I do PHYS because that's physics. When I did IPC, I have IPC at the beginning. So I do something at the beginning to distinguish which class it is. That also hopefully helps my students also, because anything that starts with FS is probably going to be my forensic science class. So that's what I wanted to cover as far as that goes, and I will make a separate video that shows you how I make the tables. If you look into my assignments, how I make these actual tables with all the different colors, and how I do the hyperlinks, because my students said that was really much better for them to be able to do than the using something like the Google LTI or Google Cloud. They liked this a lot better. It worked more consistently for them.